5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shootin the Shiznit, Shootin the Shiznit, best little wrestling podcast in the business. Your host BT, and all his guests. You'll never know who he'll have next. Shootin the Shiznit, Shootin the Shiznit, best little wrestling podcast in the business. Shootin the Shiznit.
All right, we're live from STS Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. There you go, 5-star. I'm excited. We're Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. We're all fired up and ready to go. I have my old buddy, Dustin, 5-star. Dustin, first time. Actually, it's the second, but don't tell nobody. Time we've been live here on video. How's it going, Dustin?
Oh, my gosh. I'm doing great. If I was any better, I would be sick, BT. How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Big announcement this week with Championship Wrestling, taping it in Memphis. And we want to talk about it. That's all I want to talk about is Memphis Wrestling coming back. You've had it on TV, CW Wrestling, but this is Memphis Wrestling with Memphis legends and local Memphis people. How excited are you?
Oh, my gosh. I can't even put into words. And you and I have spoken behind the scenes and off the air for these last 2 years. You're actually one of the first people I called. Hey, we've got this show. I know you have a following, a good podcast that me and my Maria have been on several times. And so you've been kind of knowing a little bit behind the scenes and doing a good job kayfabing it. So I appreciate that. But we announced on Tuesday of this week that Championship Wrestling from Memphis will debut our first TV tapings on February the 14th. That is Valentine's Day because we love Memphis Wrestling. And then the actual premiere on television on CW30 in Memphis and on youtube.com/championship wrestling is on February 27th. Now, the cool thing about that is February 27th is our 100th episode. That's huge for us. But in turn, we're really flipping the calendar because it's going to be episode 1 of Championship Wrestling from Memphis. So let me make it official. Memphis Wrestling is back. Oh, yeah.
I'm excited. I want everyone to know you get to see the first half of our interview right here live on Facebook. The second half you'll have to download, listen to on the podcast, or you can subscribe to Patreon. That's right. And you're talking about on the 27th. I might as well go ahead and tell this little thing, too, because like you said, we've been talking about this forever, and I've been saying, tell me when it's going to happen. Tell me when it's happening because I got an idea. You know, when I did WrestleRideOnline.com, the start of the week on the website was my review of Memphis Wrestling. Everybody was like, oh, what did BT think about me? BT sucks. Screw him, blah, blah, blah. But we start the 27th at 1 o'clock right after the TV show. We'll go live. I'll be with Rhino JB. He's a big Twitch guy. Yeah. And we'll be doing the review show of Memphis Championship Wrestling for Memphis. Make sure I got that. You're going to love the name of the show, Dustin. You know what the name of the show is?
Hit me with it.
Rolling into Memphis, baby. It's the Championship Wrestling from Memphis show. That's right, baby. I'm excited. This is a new guy. Rhino JB, you actually suggested him. We have not done one podcast together. But it'll be very similar to the people that listen to our Dynamite. It's what was the best thing? What was the worst thing? What do you look forward to? Who's the MVP? We'll do all of that, and we'll get it out as quick as possible so everybody can listen to what we thought about the show. So let's go back to the show real quick. You're going to use local talent. You're going to use legends. But, Dustin, I'm gonna kind of throw you right out there. Buddy, you're going to be the Cody Rhodes. You're going to be the Vince McMahon, the Triple H. That's going to be you. You're not only going to be a TV personality, and many people don't know this. You're on TV. You're looking all pretty and everything, but you just spent 8 hours putting up video clips on Instagram. But now you're going to be writing the TV and dealing with the talent. So there you go.
That's the real life behind the scenes. Yeah. So before you see me on television on this deal, I would have just put up the ring and produce backstage skits and everything else, and dust myself off, maybe put on a new jacket, and then get after it on television. So one of the things I'm really excited about, first of all, being compared to Cody Rhodes in any sense to me is a major compliment, first and foremost. So, but we're excited. Me and Maria will actually be at the broadcast booth hosting the show and doing commentary together. So that husband-wife dynamic and the way that she sees things differently than I see things, this could be very interesting. We do plan to have some special guests coming in to do commentary with us, whether it's local radio hosts or local TV people, or gosh, you just never know with Memphis wrestling. So yeah, man, we'll be doing it all. There's a lot of pressure, but I think now it's just time to execute it. And I want to direct everybody to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. We relaunched that on Tuesday. And if you go to the roster page, you can see a lot of the talent that we already have scheduled. Now, there are going to be some surprises. So not everybody is there, but we are updating it literally every single day. And then also while you're there, go ahead and click tickets and you can see our television taping schedule. We've got TV taped or scheduled for the next 6 months. And of course, we'll add dates to that, but we're February 14th, March 7th, and then April 11th, just to give you a good snapshot. And so this is the real deal, Holyfield, man. Real quick, just to tell you, the production team that's going to be shooting it is 85 Creative. They produce Redbirds Baseball, 901 FC Soccer, professional soccer, live MMA promotions. They do all the ABC 24. I say all. They do most of the ABC 24 live broadcasts. And then also on the other side, you have the United Wrestling Network and David Marquez, who produce everything from NWA Power, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Strong, and Lionsgate, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Championship Wrestling from Memphis, our current program. So we're tag teaming what I feel like is the best of wrestling production, the best of Memphis sports production, putting them together to bring you Championship Wrestling from Memphis. It's going to be awesome. So if you haven't gotten those tickets, they will sell out. Ringside sold out in less than 2 days. We're only at 25% capacity, so that's only 75 tickets. And once we sell those out, we start looking ahead to the next one. And that's the most important thing. Anybody that's listening to this, if you're outside of the viewing area and you can't purchase a ticket, it costs nothing to just share. Just share it. That way more people know that Memphis Wrestling is back. I am freaking thrilled about it, man.
Well, here's what I got, man. You're just telling me something, and I expected you to be announcing it with Maria, and I even kind of nudged you and said who's going to join you, blah blah blah. And you're keeping. I seen some people in the first commercial, and then all of a sudden you yanked that commercial. So I'm thinking maybe you're going to do some surprises, and so I'm all excited. And when you know how I like to do shows, like if you was ever at a live show with me, you had a big match. You never told me the finish. You stayed away from me because I wanted to see the finish as the fans see the finish. So I don't want any, spoilers or anything like that. I want to see it and react as possible. But Dustin, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting across from me, but I've always thought you and Maria were some of the top talent in this area. So why are we going to sit at the announcer's table? Are we going to get into the ring? Are we going to be able to do any of that?
Brother, you've been watching Memphis wrestling since the 70s. You know as well as I do that somebody's going to get the big mouth. Somebody's going to have to talk some trash. Somebody's going to pick some sort of fight. So don't think that I'm not going to be getting in the ring, because I absolutely will be getting in the ring, but it'll be a little bit different. I honestly, personally feel like that my future is doing stuff outside of the squared circle, my longevity. That doesn't mean I still can't wrestle. That doesn't mean I'm retired and all that kind of stuff. I'm still going to get in the ring and everything, but it's just the roles have kind of changed as the times change. I'm not 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 years old anymore. That doesn't mean I'm old. It just means that we're shifting a little bit of the focus, so to speak. So I think my longevity is outside of the ring, but absolutely, I've been asked that a lot of times, especially by, some of the Memphis Grizzlies fans and fans that know that I wrestle and all that kind of stuff and mix it up. But yeah, I'll be definitely getting in the ring. So you just have to watch and stay tuned for that.
Here's you're probably going to get some there's going to be some people, giving you a little heat and say, why can Dustin do this? Who does Dustin think he is? Blah blah blah. I want to tell everybody this real quick, and then you can say what you want to say. But you have been building since, and people are going to think, well, BT's full of shit. And he's just riding Dustin's sack here, but that's not what I'm doing. The thing is, you've been building this since day one, buddy. The Redbirds. What did you just tell me? The Redbirds people are going to do the camera. All of your sources, everything that you do, you're lining everything up for this end product. For this, what are we doing in the end? Well, Dustin at 16 years old was saying, I want to be on Memphis Wrestling TV. I know you wasn't thinking I want to be the boss and in charge of doing everything backstage, but this is something that people, Dustin may have some people that don't like him. I know that might surprise you, Dustin, but
really? Wow, you don't say.
We'll talk about that on the other. You'll have to get the full episode here. You might have some people that don't like you, Dustin.
Hey,
but
you should have heard me trying to buy a wrestling ring. Oh my gosh! Let me tell you, everybody was just so thrilled about selling me one. Let me tell you.
I bet they were either that or they wanted to charge you $2,000 more. But my deal is, what do you say to those people that don't know how much heart you got in this? I'm not talking about the money. I'm not talking about the TV. I'm not talking about the ego, the exposure, and everything. I'm talking about your heart. This is you. This is what you've always wanted to do.
If anybody ever questions questions my love for classic Memphis wrestling or the current wrestling product or anything like that, they're just flat out lying. That's just not true. The only reason that I'm doing any of this is because I love classic Memphis wrestling. And that's what I grew up watching when I was, 5 years old watching. I used to practice promos in the mirror. It wasn't talking to, Vince McMahon or Jim Ross. I practiced promos in the mirror talking to Lance and Dave. That's all I ever wanted to do was wrestle on Memphis wrestling, Lance and Dave. Now, of course, WWE and WCW and stuff came later, but it was Memphis wrestling. And then, fast forward going into Power Pro and setting up the rings and being a part of what was going on and seeing all the developmental stuff and meeting, the Derek Kings and the Alan Steels and Brandon Baxters and stuff like that it was just awesome. And then you fast forward to Corey Macklin's version of Memphis wrestling and what he was able to do. He made me a champion on that show. And back then I probably wasn't ready for it, whatever the case may be. But fast forward now, the whole reason that we did the syndicated product with Dave Marquez and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is because this was our goal, was to bring back Memphis wrestling. It was a proof of concept. You've got to literally crawl before you walk. It's business. You've got to be profitable in order to start spending money. And I think that's what's wrong a little bit with the wrestling business, is that it's not looked at like a legit business. It's looked at like wrestling. And so what we've done, and gosh, this is no plug or no shill, but anybody in Mississippi, Arkansas, or Tennessee, if you need any kind of home improvement, go to Pro Shingle, proshingle.com. Look, this is not an advertisement.
I know what you're saying, brother. I do.
They love wrestling. They have helped us get this far. We would not be doing championship wrestling from Memphis without the guys and gals at Pro Shingle. There's just no way. So we've had some really good partners. David Marquez has been awesome. And it's basically everything that we've done has led up to February 14th.
It has. Guys, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take the commercial break. We're going off live feed. So the only way you can follow that is Patreon. I got some questions to ask you about the talent. We're going to talk about the talent. And I was reading a book last night, and Dustin Starr was mentioned in the book.
Really?
Can you believe that? So we'll talk about that. Listen to the podcast this afternoon or follow us on Patreon. Thank you guys for watching here on Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah. What book are we talking about?